Once again, I think we've discussed this at length in a verbatim. Percents. What does percent mean? Oh boy. Maybe we haven't talked percents. Where have we talked percents? I know we have. What does percent mean? Laney Kavari. Let's split it into words. Per and cent. Cents as in dollars, centuries. What is a cent? What is a century? What is a centurion? What is a centimeter? What does this prefix cent mean? Postfix, suffix, suffix? Stem.
It is the
Maggie?
stem, it's 100.
Okay, 100. Percent means out of 100. Okay? And you can kind of see that because actually the percent sign, if you look at it, you have this, this, and this, and I think I've maybe done this before. If you rearrange the terms here, you straighten out, take this thing, apparently it doesn't, apparently I'm just, why would it not, oh, there it is. I slide that over, slide that over, slide this over, and, oops, and straighten this thing up. So much for the object lesson. I'm gonna get there just
That's so
because I
like
like
100. I think we need to count. Oh well.
Unfortunately, it's not that. Anyways, it means out of 100. So here's the deal, okay? Let's say you go in the gym and you shoot 2 free throws and you make 1 out of 2 of them. Okay, that is a fraction. For every fraction, we can make a percent. But the problem is we need to change it instead of being, we need to make an equal fraction out of it. Instead of it being 1 out of 2, we want an equal fraction that says 1 out, or how many out of 100. So we've already done making equal fractions. If this one's here, how do you go from 2 to 100? What do you multiply by? Maddie? Multiply top and bottom by 50. And I end up with 50 out of 100. If the fraction is out of 100, if you went and shot 100 free throws all the time, finding your percentage would be easy because it's however many you made out of the 100. But we don't usually do that because that's a lot of them. 50 out of 100 is 50%. Same thing if you shot 4 free throws and you made 3 of them. If you make 3 out of 4 free throws, well, that's not out of 100, it's only out of 4, but we can make an equal fraction that has out of 100. How do I go from 4 to 100? Jill, multiply by 25, and 3 times 25 is 75. So we have 75%. Okay? Or if you had, let's say, you shot 5 free throws, and you made 4 of them. You're a good shooter. This is not out of 100, but we can make it out of 100. How 5 times what is 100? That's kind of the hardest part about this. Elijah? 20. So I'd have to multiply the top by 20 as well. 4 times 20 is 80. So what is my percent? 80%. Now, sometimes you do more than 100 things. For example, let's say over the span of a year, let's say you shot 200 free throws, if I can find a place for this right. And when you shot 200 free throws, you only made 80 of them. Well, again, the number right now is not out of 100, it's actually out of 200, but I can, this is like reducing fractions. How do I go from 200 and go down to 100? You would, Jaden, divide by, cut it in half, divide by 2. So now if I do the top number by 2, you get, so your percent is 40%. Or for pretty much all of your quizzes, I usually give you a 10-question quiz. If you get 8 of the 10 problems right, you get 8 out of the 10 problems right. That's not out of 100, but we can make it out of 100. 8 out of 10 problems right is, this thing is just going nuts. What percent is 8 out of 10? Charlie?
80%?
Right, because I multiplied this by 10 to get that, I multiply this by 10 to get that, I get 80%. Unfortunately, we run into a small problem here, children. Let's say you go into the gym and you only shoot 3 free throws and you make 2 of them. Again, percent means out of 100, three times what is 100? Exactly. 3 doesn't go evenly into 100. You probably know what it is because you know what 2/3 is, but we have to be able to do this for all things. When this happens, the way we've been doing things were the easiest way. When this happens, we have to use another way to do that. And the way that you do that is this. When you run into a fraction that doesn't go into 100 evenly, okay, what you must do is you need to multiply by 100%. Which may not make any sense to you, but I'll show you in just a second. Write that down. When it doesn't work out evenly, and you can't just easily do it like those ones we just did, like 2/3 doesn't, you want to multiply by 100%. Which means I take 2/3 and multiply it by 100%. I have to make 100% a fraction, so I put it over 1. How do I multiply by that? You multiply the tops together, which gives you what?
200.
And what's on the bottom?
3.
So my percent will be what happens when I divide 3 into 200. When I take 200, divide it by 3, it's not going to work out evenly, but I'll make a fraction of it. 3 goes into 20 6 times, which is 18. 3 goes into 20 another 6 times, which is 18. I don't have anything left to bring down, so I make my fraction. It is 66 and 2/3%. 2/3 is 66 and 2/3%. It's not pretty, and that's why it's the last way you want to do it. If you can do it the other way, that's great. If you can't do it the other way, you have to do this. Another example of that would be, let's say you go in the gym and you shoot 9, but you only make 2 of them. Okay? 9 doesn't go into 100 evenly, so you're going to have to do it the way we just did, which means you need to multiply by 100%. And you get 2 times 100% is 200, and I'm going to divide that by 9. 200 divided by 9 is get a remainder of 2, but I don't leave it as a remainder, I make a fraction. 22 and 2/9%. 22 and 2/9%. Can you get that? Let me give you one to try. Oh, let me give you 2. If I gave you 18 out of 20, and if I gave you, let's do something easy. 5/6. Change both of those 2% for me. The top one should be easy, and the bottom not so much. But you being capable 5th graders at the twilight of your youth, about to be young adults, should be able to handle this type of math. Circle your answers when you finish, please.
percent.
Remember, when you multiply by 100%, it's 100 over 1, not 1 over 100. 100 over 1, not 1 over 100. Make sure if you can reduce the fraction, you reduce it.
That's one of them, right? What's the other one? But they want it.
Still working on it. All right, time is wasting, we got so much to do. Most of you, I think, did okay with this one here. 20 does go into 100, so times 5, you ended up with 90, which is 90%. This one, 6, doesn't go into 100, so some of you I saw had 1 over 100 multiplying by, no, it's multiplying by 100% is 100 over 1. So we actually end up with a 500 on top, divided by a 6 on the bottom. And here you have to be careful with your division. You're taking 6, find a good place to write here. 6 into 500. 6 goes into 50 8 times, that's 48. 6 goes into 20 3 times, that's 18. You don't have any numbers to bring down, you get a leftover of 2. You get 83 and 2/6, but you can't leave it as 2/6 because 2/6 can be reduced to 1/3%. 83 and 1/3%. Questions or problems? Always look to see if you can do it the easy way first. The last way is always your last proverbial